Good afternoon, everyone. It is 7:32 p.m. and I'd like to call the February 3, 2022 conference planning meeting of the Hospitality Association of Jamaica to order. Roll call, please, Ms. Falconer.
Okay, good afternoon. I will now be taking an attendance of this meeting. Please answer to your names. Miss Gabrielle Salmon,
Present.
Miss Janelle Scarlett,
Present.
Aljamain Robertson,
Present.
Miss Osania Campbell,
Present.
Miss Cedrica Stone,
Present.
Mrs. Chanel Reed Bent,
Present.
Miss Dana Needham,
Present.
Miss Crystal Clark,
Present.
Miss Shanake Andrews,
Present.
Miss Cameron Cross,
Present.
Miss Rihanna Brown, Miss Karima Brooks, Miss Giselle Rodney,
Present.
and Miss Tanisha Parchment. Okay, so I would like to take this time to apologize for Miss Lashana Campbell. She's running a bit late, and the other members who are absent. There are currently my apologies, there are currently 14 members present in this meeting.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Falconer. So before we get into today's meeting, I'd like to ask Ms. Scarlett to refresh our memory with the minutes from our last meeting.
Good day, everyone. One moment while I share my screen to show you the minutes. Let me know when you guys are seeing the screen. Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yes, we are now.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Janice Scarlett, and I will be giving the minutes held on Friday, January 28, 2022. The last meeting held on January 28, 2022 at 5:10 p.m. was called to order by Gabriel Salmon in the main conference room across from the main lobby at A21. A 5-minute devotion was directed by Ramona Smith. The following persons were present at the last meeting: Gabriel Salmon, Ramona Smith, Osania Campbell, Janae Faulkner, Janelle Scarlett, Chanel Reed Bent, Dana Needham, Giselle Rodney, Shaneke Andrews, Aljamain Robertson, Rihanna Brown, Sashana Campbell, and Crystal Clark. The following persons that were not able to make it at the last meeting were Tanisha Parchment, Tanisha Parchment, Karima Brooks, Courtney Eslop, Cameron Cross, and Cedrica Stone. The apologies were made by emails. The agenda was stated by Chanel Reed Bent for the meeting held January 28, 2022. The second agenda was distributed for the upcoming conference. Different forms were distributed as it relates to the different positions to be fulfilled to get the upcoming conference running smoothly. All attendees were selected their roles. There were no disagreements. Another meeting was scheduled for January 4, 2022 at 3 o'clock p.m. for to discuss and make further arrangements and to get everything in place for the future conference. The meeting was adjourned at 5:35 p.m. That which includes 25 minutes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Scarlett. I move to adopt the minutes. Do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Ms. Clark. Thank you. So today's timekeeper is Miss Asanya Campbell. She'll be keeping us on track to ensure we don't go over our allotted time. I believe she will be showing us, putting up an image on screen when our time is done. Am I right, Miss Campbell?
Yes, Miss Bauman.
Great. So now we can get into the meat of the matter. So as you all know, we are the premier hospitality organization in Jamaica, and thus we kind of set the tone for what hotels and other hospitality agencies or organizations do. As such, I think it is important that we host a conference so we can have a conversation to discuss how we as an industry can pivot and adapt amidst this pandemic. With that being said, the first item on our agenda, which was prepared by Mrs. Reed Bent, is the theme for our upcoming conference. I have three themes in mind currently. We have one, COVID-19, hospitality's road to recovery. Two, prospering in a pandemic, COVID-19 and hospitality. And three, hospitality, service after COVID-19. What are your thoughts? Which sounds best to you?
I really like the one about pivoting amid the pandemic. However, the theme that talks about the road to recovery, it really gives a sense of hope for the hospitality industry. So I think it's any one of those two. Other persons can weigh in on the topic.
I second the one, the road to recovery from the pandemic. I kind of like that one as well.
I really
Yes, I
like the road
also,
to recovery also.
yes, I would like to second the road to recovery as well.
Agree too.
Great.
Also agree for road to recovery.
Great. So what I'm hearing is that our theme that we have decided on is COVID-19, hospitality's road to recovery. I believe Miss Falconer, our secretary, will be taking notes and highlighting that we have chosen that as our theme. Great. So since we have moved through the first item, we can move to our second item, which is venue. I think this was assigned to Miss Rodney in our last meeting. Miss Rodney, what do you have for us?
Okay, I've decided to write a letter to the CEO of the Montego Bay Convention Center requesting him or her, I'm not sure of the person as yet, but I'm writing a letter to that person requesting the venue to host the conference.
May I ask why the Montego Bay Convention Center?
Okay, because it's closer to Montego Bay Community College and it will be also catering for students of the college. So we'll have a sensitization for them. So not only will be focusing on the hospitality industry per se, but we'll be incorporating the students in the session. So having the students from the Montego Bay Community College go to the convention center would be a great idea.
Great. Thank you.
Point of information, Madam Chair. Just a quick question. What number of persons are we looking at? Because then that's going to factor into the space that we're going to use. So how many persons are you looking at? We don't have to provide an answer right away, but in looking for a venue, we can think about it. If you need to have 100 to 200, 200 to 300, because you have to remember the COVID protocols that need to be in place. So we need to have enough space for the amount of persons we plan to have at the conference.
Very good point, Mrs. Bent. Very good point. That will definitely be taken into consideration. So since Miss Rodney seems to have our venue under control, can we move to our third item, which is sponsorship by Miss Andrews? What do you have planned for us, Miss Andrews?
Good night, everyone. Again, during this, global crisis, sponsorship is very powerful. It fills in the gap between what the individuals within the hospitality, or even just of society, has and what they need. And so, the impact of the coronavirus pandemic has been hard on the different segments of society. And so I've written, letters to the Ministry of Health and the Fontana Pharmacy brand in hopes of getting access to health resources, better health resources, medical resources, and also some treats, some goodies for persons in need. So I've reached out to them, and hopefully they will, reach back out to me, and we can work on something to contribute and help individuals.
Great. Very good. Thank you, Miss Andrews. Very good. So now that we have gone through sponsorship, venue, we have chosen a team. We can move on to our fourth item by Miss Needham, which is our guest speakers. Miss Needham, your expressions, please.
I would just like to say good day, everyone. So, for the guest speakers that I will be writing to, I was thinking of getting some industry professionals that were affected with the COVID-19. You know that COVID-19 held back a lot of people from going to work. So we would like to see the experiences of how this affected the persons in the industry. So I was thinking of writing to a chef, probably a chef from one of those top leading hotels such as like Sandals, Hilton, one of those persons. Um, Managers like from those hotels also. I would like to get in contact with one of those managers to see how it also affected them if they still were in work or they had to stop. And so, and then we would like to get someone who is not in the industry per se, but an industry trainer, like a lecturer from the colleges, from the top leading colleges, such as the Montego Bay Community College. We would like to see if we could get one of those lecturers to come and speak on how it affected them also. So I would just like you guys to help me know to finalize who we really want to be our guest speaker.
Great. Thank you, Miss Needham. So what I'm hearing is the table is open for suggestions from all our attendees right now. So guys, any thoughts on this topic? Seconding any of Miss Needham's suggestions or adding to?
I'd like to second the idea with reaching out to the different chefs. Yeah, I think that's a very good idea.
I also agree.
Thank you, Miss Cross and Andrew. So, Miss Needham, it seems that our staff agrees with you wholeheartedly. You have really brought forward some great ideas, and yes, we love what you have come forward with for us today. All right. So, the fifth item on our agenda is registration documents, and I believe Mrs. Reed Bent will be compiling this for us. So, Mrs. Bent, what will these documents entail, and what do you hope to achieve with these?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Great.
ma'am, and we are seeing your screen.
So we we're planning to create registration documents that captures the person's name, their address, which is optional, of course, their email address, whether or not they'll be a panelist, as in they'll be a presenter, or they'll just be participants. And of course, whether they want to be reminded before the date of the conference or not. That will give us an idea of how many persons to expect and also assist with our planning, how many items we might need from our sponsors. We've also gone ahead to make this both compatible with the computer, the desktop version, sorry, as well it's mobile friendly, so persons are able to register for the conference from the convenience of their phones. Of course, when you get to the actual conference, there will be a registration document for you to fill out. It's going to take your full name, your contact number, your email address. If you're affiliated with an organization, then you list it there and the date that you attended the conference as well. Just in case the online platform is down, we'll still have the physical copies of the documents so we can reach out to persons later on.
Wow. Well, great. Well put together, Miss Ben. Thank you so much for that. Well put together. I am sure that our attendees will appreciate this attention to detail. Well done. The sixth item on our agenda is evaluation and feedback. Ms. Falconer, this is your area, I believe. What do you have for us?
Yes, it is. Now I'll be creating an evaluation form which will be filled out by the members of this team and also the participants. The participants will have a chance to give their opinion and inputs on the conference so that we can see how successful it was and if there were any failures so that we can improve in the future. Some questions that I will ask on this evaluation are the competence of the guest speakers, how they think the breaks that were given were timed, what is their overall rating of this conference. Also, if we, the Hospitality Association of Jamaica, should host another conference like this, would they attend and would they recommend others to attend? These are just some of the few questions that would be asked on the evaluation form.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ms. Falconer. Well put together. So the seventh item on our agenda is entertainment. So we haven't assigned anybody to this area as yet. So right now I'm just throwing it out. What do you guys think we can do to keep our attendees entertained? Because they can't just come to our conference and listen to us talking for the whole day. What can we do to lift their spirits and entertain them? Any ideas?
We could play a song, a song of upliftment.
Mrs. Ben?
And someone had the great idea earlier on to have chefs there from different hotels in the industry. What if we have them preparing meals where persons are able to come and sample as a form of entertainment?
Brilliant. I love that idea. It's kind of like taking on a hibachi style so they can watch them make simple. Love that.
Right.
Love that, Mrs. Ben. Thank you. So we have the idea of live music and the hibachi style. Thank you so much. I am sure our secretary is jotting down these ideas as they're coming on. Great ideas, guys. Love this. Very productive meeting this evening. Right. So since we have gotten those ideas, I think we can move on to our next item, which has to do with the protocols we hope to implement at our actual conference. So, COVID-19, and we're going to be implementing the sanitization and hand washing stations and those distancing protocols. Have I forgotten anything? Is there anything that you want to add as it relates to other protocols that we could implement?
We want to keep with the social distance. So we don't want everybody to be gathering around in the conference. So we could have stickers on the floor or people telling them they're not together. So we could have those in place.
Also, would it be possible for us to stream parts of the conference live? So if you see that too many persons are showing up, maybe persons didn't register, but they decided the last minute to show up, we give them the option to stream so that we don't have too many persons packed in one place. Because we're going to have the Ministry of Health there, and we don't want them shut down the conference because they're breaching COVID protocols. So maybe that's something we can look into.
Yes, another great idea, Ms. Benz, another great idea. So we can definitely look into the live streaming for any additional attendees who may pop up on the day. So a great idea. So now it seems, based on the agenda that was presented, it seems that we have crossed off. I want to say we have crossed off all the items of our agenda. We have made very good time. We're very productive. We have discussed all the 8 items, and now I think we are on to our resolutions. So based on what we have discussed, what are we resolved to do going into this conference?
I think we decided on a theme for the conference, yes? The one about the
Recovery.
hospitality recovery. Right,
Right,
right.
road
So
recovery.
that's okay.
Right. So going into this conference and moving forward from this meeting, we resolved. So I guess just execute this conference to the best of our ability. Gather all our uh, aids and put our best effort, put our best foot forward, maximum productivity and efficiency as we move forward.
Yes, I'd also like to add that we, help others in the process, helping ourselves, gaining exposure, giving out education, as well as physically, helping others.
Yes, great point, Miss Andrews. You can't forget helping others. So in summary, I think Miss Scarlett, the minutes, can you tell us what you have so far? A summary of what we have done so far?
Okay, so what we have is we have decided to go with the theme hospitality, COVID-19 hospitality's road to recovery. We have decided to settle with the venue from Miss Rodney Montego Bay Community Montego Bay Convention Center, and the amount may vary depending on how much persons are interested. And I heard Chanel saying that we would stream some part of the event live depending on how many persons showed up. We, for the sponsorship from Miss Andrews, we have the Ministry of Health. She said that she sent out emails to her to them. So she's awaiting that result, and she also said they would have treats and goodies for persons in need and so forth. And with Dana, with the guest speaker, she said the industry professionals such as the chef at Sandals, the managers, maybe lecturers from Montego Bay Community College, and so forth. Then we have for the registration documents, Chanel Reedbent, she introduced different, in the registration document, she have panelists, the participants, and so forth. Just there are different areas where we would fill out depending on who got the registration form. And she also said we can do it on the mobile, on our phones or on the laptop. And for evaluation, Jenny Partner, she said that she give her input on the whole after the event is finished, just to give out like send out a evaluation thing, and person just give their opinions and their inputs on how they think the event went and so forth. For the entertainment, I think we Chanel suggested the chefs like at a area they would do different dishes, and persons that would come to the event, they would sample the different dishes that are presented, and we would have live music. And for the protocols, we would remain social distancing, where we would have different stickers on the floors just to maintain that. And also, oh, I said this already. Streaming some parts of the events on live. And for the resolution, we just agreed on the name, everything, and so forth that I said before. Yes, so that would conclude what we have discussed.
Great. Thank you, Miss Scarlett, for that refresher. And Miss Falconer, I believe you are taking notes. Do you agree with everything that Miss Scarlett said? Do you concur?
Yes, I do. She was quite accurate. On the theme, the venue, who the sponsors would be. Another sponsor would have been Fontana. Let's see if they can come through. She was correct about our guest speakers, chefs, managers, etc. Yes, she did mention the registration documents and that I spoke about the evaluation form and also the entertainment and the protocols that we will be implementing, ensuring that everyone practices social distance because we are still in COVID and we have to always be careful, and also the streaming for the guests. So she was quite right.
Great. I love this. So, based on the fact that we have completed our agenda, I move to adjourn this meeting. If there's no further business, great. So, does any
Seconded.
second adjourn, Miss Benz?
Correct.
Great. So that motion was seconded by Mrs. Benz. And as such, let's adjourn this meeting. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and this was a very productive session. Thank you.
Yes, it was.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night.